have some reasons for being excited about walking through this planner. Hi everybody, today I am taking a look at the Kit Life Weekly Keeping It Together Planner. They sent this to me, and my big reason for being excited for walking through this is that I'm getting to see kind of what can happen when you put feedback out into the universe. You know, there's been a lot of conversation in some of the planner groups that I'm in recently about whether or not offering honest feedback to small businesses is a good thing, whether it's warranted, blah, blah, blah. Like there's been a lot of conversation about it and about criticism and how sometimes criticism is just not something you see because people would either like, if you can't say something nice, don't say it at all. And I'm a firm believer in if you can't tell people, businesses, what it is you like and what it is you don't like, how are they ever going to improve their products? Well, I've done walkthroughs of the Kit Life planners before, and I have talked about the things I've liked and I've talked about the things I wished could be changed or improved. I got a note from Jessica with the planner thanking me for, talking about the planners in the past and telling me that there is some changes in this planner, some of which were made, at least one of which was made based on some suggestions I have made in videos in the past. So after this week and reading some of those debates and wondering about the kind of state of whether or not constructive criticism and feedback is welcomed in the social media world, that it can actually be helpful. So that felt good to be validated. So anyway, I'm going to show you this planner. We're going to walk through it. I haven't actually flipped through it yet. I just am telling you what I was thinking when I read her note. So Jessica, I appreciate that you said that. So they sent a few little extras. It looks like this was some little cards or something. I'm not showing you the packaging, but Kit always does a good job with their packaging. They wrap it in bright colored tissue and they throw some candy in there and some glitter. But I had already went through that because I actually needed the tissue to send another package. So I did. This is not an unboxing, but these are some little cards, a fitness tracker, calls and follow-up, a fitness tracker, and a nutrition tracker, and it looks like they're sticky paper. This is a weekly to-do list pad in their kind of color palette, and it just says Monday through Sunday. That's really cute. I probably will use this for some things. That could be nice. Then this is one of their bookmarkers and pouches. This is the same as it's been in the past. It has a pocket on either side that you can put stickers or whatever in, and it hooks on so it can mark your place in the planner. Now this is the actual weekly planner. They offer weekly and daily planners. They sent me a weekly one because they know that weekly is much more my jam than daily. According to the website, this planner is $49, and then you can add add-ons for $5 or $6 each. They've got budget pages, notes pages, dot grid pages, habit tracker pages, and then direct sales pages if you're a direct sales consultant to help you with that. And you can add a zipper pocket if you want to. But all the add-ons, they cost slightly different amounts if you want to put them into the planner. But the base planner is $49. And you can choose the coil color. They sent me a gold coil, or you can do a silver coil. One of the first changes I'm noticing in this versus other planners of theirs I've seen previous is the cover. In the past, they have had a cover that is like a paper cover, like a cardstocky type cover with a plastic cover over the top. And one of the things I had said in the past was that I wish that the plastic would be on the back too, because the back cover was kind of unprotected. Well, what they did instead was they offered a hard cover. So this is like a book board cover. Now I've looked at some of the other planners they're offering on the website. I haven't seen all of them, but I've looked at the ones that I could see, and it looks like the hard covers seem to be the norm, which I love because that was one of the drawbacks for me of this planner, was that the old cover was just not durable enough for a whole year's worth of use. The coil is the standard type coil, similar to an Erin Condren. I've made no secret that this is the kind of coil I prefer. I do not like wire O binding. I'm not a fan of discs. This is my coil of choice. It looks like they have given me an add-on. So I'll talk about that when I get to it. But what I was really looking for was whether or not, how this fits inside the coil. And it fits really nicely, and there's some room for adding stickers. It's not overstuffed. They also say that they want to limit it to one add-on per planner. So having one add-on in here, I think this is as fat as your planner might get. So that's just something I wanted to point out, because it's important to me that there's enough room to grow in a planner, because I add a lot of stickers and washi tape and it makes it fatter. And if the planner is already overstuffed, then adding more shit to it is just going to make it unmanageable. So here is your cover page, your best life awaits. And then we get to this front page and it says goals, gives you some information and then some printables you can go access on their website to go along with this. And then this is interesting. This is also new. They have a little flip out of goals for this quarter, and it's perforated. So you can tear this little flip out if you wanted to. It gives you success from previous quarter. So 3 spots to write something, your personal inventory with like stats, some self-study questions. And then it says here words of gratitude. So I'm guessing you're supposed to write like words of gratitude in here. You could also probably use this for memory keeping if you wanted to. And then the little tear out section says this year's guiding words, my intentions for the year ahead, and 2018 memories. And then on the other side, identify roadblocks, the new pathway. And you have 1, 2, and 3 of those. So 3 different goals where you can like kind of break it down a little bit more. And then a spot to add like things like acts of kindness. And then I was wrong. This isn't perforated. You're supposed to cut it. And then here is a notes page with some decorations on it. For me personally, I'm not always a fan of decorations on note pages because I want all of the room for the note pages. It's really pretty, but I would prefer it to not have any decorations, or maybe just something along the top so that you have all the room that you want. This would kind of irk me when I was trying to work my way around it, but I can see some people really liking it because it adds some pizzazz. Now, this is similar to what they've had before, though it's formatted differently. This is just some stuff to like lead you into the month. There are some aspirational attributes. It looks like they are like something for you to like think about and work on that month. For January, it's compassion. This section is called You're So Extra, and it looks like I was kind of glancing forward to try and understand what that meant. It looks like it's like facts and tips on how to increase your overall health and well-being, like, you know, things that you could eat to make yourself feel better, getting outside and walking, stuff like that. Savor the season looks like it is tips on like how to eat seasonally, things that might be fresh or good to eat during that time of the year. That can't really apply to everybody in every climate, but I'm guessing it's a little generalized. And cool to be kind. It says here that it's going to be offering suggestions throughout 2019 on different ways to inspire you to promote kindness and do kind things out in the world. Feather your nest. Looks like it's like practical tips of things you need to do around your house. Like here for January, it says to inspect the AC filters. Later on, it says like changing out your carbon monoxide filter, stuff like that, like things, reminders of things to do around your house. And then it looks like birthdays, like famous people birthdays and like different monthly situations. A nice little kind of summary of things that either are happening in January or things to keep in mind for January, which is cool. Now the monthly divider is cardstock, and the tab is laminated. Here is the monthly spread, and I love, their colors are colors I really like. I don't know if I would want a planner with all these colors because I prefer a really neutral planner because I like to put my own colors on them, but I really like their color choices as personally, like their colors I really gravitate towards. And I love how soft the type and the print is. It's not like in your face black. It's very, very light gray. So it's there, but it's not bold and in your face. There's some room on the side for January goals and then your 2 calendars. I also didn't mention it at the start of the review and I didn't see it on the website, but I busted my ruler out. The pages themselves are 7 by 8.5, and then the cover is like 7 3/4 by like a little bigger than 8.5, like 8 3/4 or 9. So it's a little smaller than the Erin Condren planner. And then here is the weekly spread. Now this is an hourly situation, but it has kind of a hybrid sort of look to it. So you have a 9-slot to-do list up on top for each day, and then you have an hourly situation below it, and the hours go from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. and it's the same for every single day of the week. So Monday through Sunday, Monday start. And then on the side, there is a to-do list column that is the same size as both your to-do list and your hourly combined. And then along the bottom is a spot for a weekly gratitude and a Be Well section. You can use that, I guess, for however you want. If you want to track your health or your wellness or something like that, totally do that. And then there is a quote along the bottom by Rilke. Like, I actually got to sing a song by a poem by Rilke, and it was very, very gorgeous. We had to sing it in French, though. I'm not great at singing in French. I can't speak French, and my French accent is atrocious. The dates along the top are very small and very soft, so you could cover them up pretty easily, but covering up the color on the side, you would have to washi tape the sides and the bottom of the planner, and then there's this right here. So you wouldn't be able to cover up the color entirely if you were looking to do that. The sacrifice in the hourly is that because you're using half of it for a to-do list and half of it for hourly, is that it tracks by hour, not by half hour or smaller than that. That's not a bad thing or a good thing. That's just something to keep in mind. Some people prefer a more broken up hourly. Some people prefer having it smaller so they have more room for other stuff. You also could just cover up the hours and make it a long column to-do list. And then at the end of the week, there are a couple of lined note pages spreads and then a doodle break page. And then we get to February. So I am going to flip through the rest of the year so you can see the different colors. It looks like there are 4 color schemes. So there is the purple, then there's the pink, the yellow. In March, instead of a goals page for this like little fold out section, it's a self-care list. It goes like a 30-day self-care challenge. The rest of this situation right here is the same, and this as well. These are the same as in the other one. It's just this section that's different. This section is also different. It looks like it's focused on self-care to go with this. There's some more information about that, and then some other resources. This is a second round of printable resources that you can go that goes with the theme for this spread. And then the last colors, the last color selection is the blue, and then it starts to repeat. It looks like the end of the second quarter of the month is focused on gratitude. So some more resources, some more information about gratitude. This spread is the same. And then the little fold out is about a gratitude, kind of like you're supposed to journal about that, I guess, to reflect on it. This gives you some spots to reflect on that. The end of quarter 3 is about time management, more information, more handouts. The same spread here, and then you have a time analysis, which is really cool. I appreciate this. You guys know I love to time track. This is a really interesting little thing. They've got it broken down by half an hours all the way from 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. And I'm sure if you go to bed and wake up at different times, you could probably adjust that. Like instead of 8 a.m., have it be 5 a.m. Instead of 10:30 p.m., have some other time p.m. And then this is the page that I was talking about at the beginning of the video. I had said in previous planners that they added all this goal setting stuff, but there wasn't anything at the end of the year to kind of reflect on. And Jessica said that this was based in part on my suggestion, which makes me feel really good that they added it. So I'm going to take a look at it now. It's an end of the year kind of reflection spread. There's some ideas here about that. This sends you to their group if you want to get more support. Now this is different. This gives you a greatest achievements of the year spot, and then some questions to like look back on your year and think about. Here is some growth from this year. So we've got how you've changed, what you're proud of, what were your greatest challenges. And then here on this other side gives you a spot to put your memories from 2019. It took me a second. I was like, 2019? This is 2018. But then I realized this is next year's planner. And then there's a spot for memory keeping in the back, and then it gets you through the month of December. So you don't actually have to do this in November. You can save that for December. And then at the end of your note pages, you get your calendars, your overview calendars for 2019 and 2020. And then here in the back is the add-on, and this add-on is a Bujo section, and it's got just a dot grid, and the grid is a very, very soft gray. It's really pretty, nice, thick paper for you to do whatever you want in the back. It looks like it adds about 24 pages of bullet journal pages, and then the very back is a plastic little pocket that's stuck to the back cover, and then there is the cover. Now, let's do a pen test before I do anything else. According to the website, this is 70-pound paper. I am going to utilize the usual pens I've been testing in a planner, a V Razor Point fine liner. We have a Target gel roller, and then a Tombow dual brush marker. And so I'm going to test each of these and see how they do in the planner. There's zero braille, none of that like ridging you sometimes get, especially with gel pens and you're heavy-handed. Maybe a tiny bit of ghosting with the Tombow, tiniest bit. So this is really nice paper. It's also very bright white, which is something I appreciate. So what do I think of this planner? Well, first of all, I am very much enjoying the changes that they made this year. Especially the hardcover, the addition of the year in review, and having the little fold-out section with the goals pages, I think is really awesome. So good job, dudes, for like listening to some feedback and improving. I really enjoy the improvements. I think that on these spreads, if I was going to use this, I don't think I'd use this for words of gratitude. I might use this for something else. I don't know what, but words of gratitude is just not really my thing. I like maybe the idea of using this spread as like, for me, if I was going to use this planner, to use it like as an example, if I could use it to track my social media numbers and put like YouTube here and Instagram here and whatever, you know what I mean? That could be fun to use this as a section. There's a lot of things you can do with this. You don't have to just use it for words of gratitude. And I don't know if they've done it or not, but if they haven't, it could be a really awesome idea to create little stickers that fit over these things if you want to use it for categories instead of words of gratitude. That could be a way to modify it to make it more personalized. I wish this was perforated. It's not perforated. You have to cut it, but I wish that was perforated. The layout itself, I think it's really nice because it does offer the hourly, but it also offers the to-do list. I think that for me, if I was going to use this planner, I prefer a half hourly breakdown because like this is just too small to write in for a lot of the things that might take place over an hour. I would need more room. So I would probably cover that up and just use it as one column, but that's a personal preference. The other personal preference that would keep me from using this planner is that, like I said, I prefer neutral planners. And while I think the colors are beautiful and they're my style, I prefer to not have that much color in my planner because I like to use my own colors. But overall, the quality is great. This is a really nice planner. The price is decent. I haven't looked at the daily ones, but like I said, daily's not really my thing. But I like the idea that you can change what add-on you have. So overall, I think this is a great planner. I can totally recommend it if this is something that you're looking for and these colors speak to you. I love that they offer all the extra support in the printables that you can go get, but they're not like in your face about it. The goal setting stuff and the tips that they give you at the beginning of the month, they feel very attainable. It's not an intimidating goal setting planner. There is stuff here for you to do your work. If you want something that's more in depth and like really like breaking it down and shit, this is probably not your planner. But if you want help and tips for goal setting that are not overwhelming, they're in like bite-sized chunks and it just kind of gives you like a guiding hand through doing some stuff, then this will be more approachable. And I think that could be a really good option. The paper is good. The colors are good. The quality is great. So if it looks like something you would like, then I would say there's not really a lot of downsides to this planner. It does tickle me that I gave some feedback and it was listened to. I'm very grateful to Jessica at Kit for sending this to me and for letting me know that. Like, you guys have no idea how much that means to me. That makes me feel, sometimes I feel like I might be a dick because I give my feedback a lot and I try to be nice, but I don't necessarily believe in sugarcoating things. And sometimes I worry that maybe I'm making people angry or like hurting their feelings when I'm just trying to tell what I like as I see it. And there's always this like struggle in my mind of, am I being a douche or not? And so having this response really does just make me feel like what I'm doing actually matters, not just for you guys. Not that that's a just. I think anything I do for you guys to help you make smarter buying decisions is really, really important to me and the reasons I do it. But hearing from a brand that they heard what I said and they took it into consideration it makes me feel like it's a well-rounded thing that I'm doing. Even if other people get pissed off at me, I have some proof here that it does work on occasion. So that makes me feel great. I'm not giving this away just yet. It's a 2019 planner. I want to hang on to it. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. I haven't decided. If I decide I'm not going to use it, I will give it away, but it'll be closer to the start of 2019 as this does not begin until January. Anyway, you guys, let me know in comments what you think. Are there planners coming out you'd like me to take a look at? If you say Agendio, I know I'm going to do it. I just got to get through the website. Other planners, go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, I'm feeling kind of giddy right now because of this. It's making me feel good. So let's have a feel good party in the comments, not in an inappropriate way. Thank you so much again. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.